coming?
I knew. Like I had conversations with Jay. I knew it was coming.
But Jay was like, I'm done.
It ain't working. It wasn't working.
Damn.
It wasn't working. It wasn't working. It was things that was being done from our conversation. It just wasn't working out. It wasn't working. It was...
Was Cam being a president one of the big things?
No.
No?
I think that was something that was inside one of the big things.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was...
How was your relationship? You and Cam, everything was cool?
Yeah, but we didn't really get a chance to mesh like I wanted to with Cam because it was too much bull.
Okay.
Now, in that situation, I'm affiliated and I'm looking at to me, in my perspective, a Brooklyn Harlem thing unfold. So I gotta mind my business.
Yeah, it ain't none of your business. You out of town.
Yeah, I gotta mind my business. And that's what I think what was happening with Rockefeller.
Beanie Sigel just dropped that he already saw the split coming. Jay-Z told him straight up it was over. He said the business relationship had stopped working and there were behind-the-scenes moves that made the breakup unavoidable. Now, I'm about to play this clip for y'all, but first, drop your thoughts in the comments and hit that subscribe button. All right, let's get into it.
Good question,
Yeah.
man. So, when the breakup was happening, was it hard to pick who you was going with when the breakup was happening with Rockefeller?
No, I wasn't even thinking about who I was gonna go with. I just didn't want it to happen.
Yeah.
Like, I never thought of it. Like, I knew it was gonna happen.
Did you
Like,
see it coming?
I knew. Like, I had conversations with Jay. I knew it was coming.
But Jay was like, I'm done.
It ain't working. It wasn't working.
Damn.
It wasn't working. It wasn't working. It was things that was being done from our conversation. It just wasn't working out. It wasn't working. It was...
Was Cam being a president one of the big things?
No.
No?
I think that was something that was inside one of the big things.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was...
How was your relationship? You and Cam, everything was cool?
Yeah, but we didn't really get a chance to mesh like I wanted to with Cam because it was too much bull.
Okay.
Now, in that situation, I'm affiliated and I'm looking at to me, in my perspective, a Brooklyn Harlem thing unfold. So I gotta mind my business.
Yeah, it ain't none of your business. You out of town.
Yeah, I gotta mind my business. And that's what I think what was happening with Rockefeller. Like, it was like in my perspective, my POV, I started seeing like a Brooklyn Harlem thing like happening. But that wasn't my business though.
That's deep.
I feel you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I just think, like, you know, everything happened for a reason. You know what I mean? And it's like what you did, legendary. In the
Chose
books.
not to go with either one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so you ain't go with either one of them?
No, I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I was gonna go with 50.
What? 50 was trying to sign you?
Yeah.
What type of deal 50 tried to give you?
Something crazy.
What was it?
If I can remember, it was something like, I don't know, probably around like 10 million.
Damn,
Like
50.
that. Not me per se to myself, but he had everything structured. Man, I was in the feds with his uncle. So we used to, we had a couple visits. We used to sit at the same time, and his uncle would go out and make sure we sitting next to each other. I could talk to 50. Rockefeller dissolved. So 50 was gonna be my a Beanie Sigel album. It wasn't no more company. If I could have got Freeway, and I think he said Chris and Neef, but it was gonna be a my single album, Freeway album, State Property Gene album, me and 50 album. It was like 5 albums, but the deal was structured like probably like 10 million.
That's major. Now, what happened with the clothing line?
Dumb as shit.
How did that come about? What happened with it, man?
How I dissolved.
Yeah, like, because first of all, how it come about? Because it was hot. You had to hit the pockets and like, how did it?
A lot of the pockets and stuff that like that we had on the clothes, we used to do it in the street.
Yeah.
Like, it was shit we used to do in the street with us. So when I'm thinking of a clothing line, it's like state property. It was like state property was the hustler's gear.
Yeah.
Like you wore that, you outside on the corner, you hustling. You got your pad
like
on,
a Warwick.
you got your pistol on. It was like a uniform. So that's what I thought. I'm like uniform this joint. Like no matter what, every winter you gonna buy a new state property joint because it's like the Warwick. Like you said, the whole Dickie Carhartt joint that was state property. So the pockets, when I seen them doing Rockaware, I approached Dame. It's like, yo, I want to start a clothing line. And this is what I wanted to be called. I wanted to be like this. And he was showing me stuff, and state property came about.
How much money did it make? Did it make?
It made a lot of money. I only had 20% of state property.
Okay, but it made some grip. You got a bag. You was catching.
I was making
checks.
more money off of the clothes than I was off the music.
You was catching crazy checks.
Yeah.
Damn. What was the biggest check you got from this?
I think like we was getting paid every quarter, every 3 months. So I was probably making anywhere between the smallest check that I seen was like 3 and some change. And like the biggest check was probably like in one season, I think I had like almost 700.
Man, that ain't bad.
But I was seeing them joints, 3s, 4s, 6s, 3s, 4s, these joints popping. Like they coming every 3 months, it's boom, it's there.
You going crazy.
And it was growing. State property sold more than Rockaware, and that's them 3s and 6s and them 4, that was my little 20%. That's what I was getting.
Damn,
So,
they played solid with you,
It
though.
was making money. Well, kind of, sort of.
Oh yeah, but listen, all right, but how did it dissolve? What the happened?
So when I went to jail, it gave me time to sit back and think about everything, because it was like, damn, I'm sitting in the cell. I'm like, damn, I fucked up.
Yeah.
So that's my whole outlook was like, damn, I fucked up. Like, cause I'm fighting attempted murder. So even if I got a dub, it's over.
You cook.
Career done.
Sometimes the smartest move in a war is realizing it was never really yours to fight. Beanie Sigel saw what most people straight up missed. He said from his view, this started feeling like Brooklyn versus Harlem. Jay-Z was holding it down for Brooklyn. Dame Dash and Dipset were holding it down for Harlem. And Beanie Sigel, a Philly artist, just watching two NYC powerhouses battle over a multi-million-dollar empire. He knew jumping into that kind of regional and executive mess could blow his leverage overnight. What really hit me was how real he was about the Cameron and Dipset situation. He said he never even got the chance to build things with Cam the way he wanted because the tension and politics were too heavy behind the scenes. That right there tells you this was bigger than music. This was about leadership. This was about ownership. This was about who would control the future of Rockefeller Records. So I gotta ask y'all, was Beanie Sigel right to stay out of the Brooklyn versus Harlem war between Jay-Z and Dame Dash? And if State Property and Dipset had fully linked up during the Rockefeller collapse, do you think things would have gone differently? Drop your thoughts down below in the comments, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Peace.